Whether it's simplifying our lives or letting go of what no longer serves us, or maybe focusing on what truly matters, cutting back can lead to clarity, balance, and a more fulfilling life. Here with us today is Coach Lucia Dramat, who's here to share insights on trimming things down and how that can change your life. Welcome back, Lucia. It's so lovely to have you on Afternoon Express.
So nice to be here. Thank you.
So, do you believe that less is more?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. I mean, summer's coming, so I'm excited to take all the heaviness and the coats of winter off, number one. But I do think that if we focus on a few things and do those really well, it really gives us the benefits. And even in our home, it feels good to be able to move around.
Absolutely. You know, personally, after COVID, I did this major clean out of my house and I started going, do I need 3 sets of crockery? Do I need, multiple sets of cutlery? And the more I cut down, the lighter I felt.
Yes.
Now, I am by nature someone that actually a big part of my mental coping mechanism is packing and ordering and putting things into compartments and doing a spring clean. How does that impact one's mental health when you let go?
Oh, I think that, we hoard sometimes out of fear.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's sentimental and there's nothing wrong with keeping memories. But then we hoard, what if I need this? What if another day comes and I'm going to need this specific thing? And then we find a garage full and our room cluttered. And that dysfunction or that disorganization actually makes you feel a bit anxious.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you can't focus. So once you start to take things away that you don't really need, that's filling up the space, you are going to feel more clear. Yeah. You are going to feel like you can move around. Often when you clear up a space and you clear up a room, all of a sudden you feel like you can breathe again. Yeah. It's almost like you can't breathe and the walls are coming in on you. I know there's this very cute restaurant and my friend says, I know it's cute, but I can't go there, because it's just got too many stuff everywhere. Yeah. It's just too intense. So cluttering and removing what you don't need anymore is so important to make you feel like you can focus, to take the anxiety down, and so that you can actually move around.
Yes, it's amazing. I agree with your friend. I think that when you walk into a space and you can actually feel the energy space and you can feel the breathing space within the space, it makes you feel a little lighter. I'd love to speak to you about how do you approach clients that are, for example, going through grief? Because I find that people that are grieving really struggle to let go of things that belong to the person that they've lost. Like, where do you start with a person that needs to let go but struggling years on?
Absolutely. When it comes to grief, and I'm not a grief counselor, but what I would say is there's so much heartache attached to the loss. But something that Peter Welsh says, and he's a phenomenal organizer, and he says it's not about focusing on what you have to get rid of, but rather focusing on organizing what you want to keep. And so if you can pay attention to what are the key things that are actually important to me and I want to prioritize those things in my life, if you start focusing on that, which is a bit of a positive motivation, it helps you to let go of the things that you don't need to live with. So maybe there's a whole room full of things and you can't let go of all those things, but there's a watch and there's a scent or a smell, or there are a few key things that you say, these are non-negotiable. These are the things I want to keep forever. These are the photos I want to keep forever. And so I can start parting ways with the other things because the memory of our entire lives are not just connected to those things.
Material things, absolutely. They're in our memory and they live there forever.
Yes.
I'm not too sure if you're familiar with Marie Kondo.
Yes.
She's the guru organizer, and she speaks of when you are doing a cleaning up and you're trying to let go, to ask this very valid question: does this bring me joy?
Yes.
And if it doesn't bring you joy, then to let go of it. But there's some people that struggle with that letting go, right?
Yes.
So give me like 3 baby steps where one can start really small and then have the courage to do more and more. Like I'm, post-COVID, what has it been? It's, 2024. I'm entrenched in such a way where I'm not willing to keep anything that I don't have space for. And I love this new me because it just feels lighter. I always think to myself, if I don't return back into my home, what do I want my home to look like if someone's got to, sort out my space. And for me, I always wanted to be simple and minimalistic as possible. How do we get people to start small so that it impacts their mental well-being?
I think firstly you need to organize. You need to really plan in your head. What is it that I want?
I like that. So plan in your head first.
Yes, you need an initial planning before you tackle, because you might just start with a garage and that is not a place to start. You might want to start small with something like the kitchen drawer.
Yeah.
Just that one drawer that is utter chaos, and you've got a whole lot of sets of keys that you don't even know what it belongs to. So maybe starting there. And the nice thing about starting small is you get to complete it. And when you complete it, there's this sense of achievement. I've achieved something. I've progressed. And that sense of achievement, that sense of progress kind of reinforces the confidence to take another step. Okay, next up is that linen cupboard, or next up is my closet. So you can work your way through bigger spaces, but you start with something manageable, something that you can complete. And if you've planned before the time, then you know, okay, this is 2 hours. This is a 2-hour job. And you can finish it within that time. So you're not halfway through on Saturday afternoon at 3:30 and you're like, I'm done. No, you're finishing the job. And once you've done that, it's a sense of achievement. Then another thing that you can do, and that could really help you to just shake some things off, is you don't have to get rid of everything. I think sometimes people fear that, what if I have to get rid of stuff? I don't want to get rid of stuff yet. You can actually have memories, but then you choose very specifically, like I mentioned earlier, what are the things that I want to keep? What are the things that I want to prioritize? And this can be the box of memories. So maybe when it comes to our children, you want to keep that. This was their little toy when they were 2 years old. It's okay with keeping that, but you don't have to keep the crib and the stroller and the bike and the, you know? So allow yourself that box of memories. Allow yourself something that's sentimental, but then slowly start moving away from the things that actually don't serve you anymore.
Lucia, thank you so much always for your wise words and pearls of wisdom. It's always lovely having you here on set.
Thank you so much.
What an insightful conversation that reminds us that sometimes less truly is more. And by simplifying our lives, we can create space for the things that bring us joy and purpose. After the break, we make a mango and passion fruit smoothie to recharge our batteries. We'll see you in a bit.